All right, let's jump in here on the NBA news, standings, and power rankings, which we got around 30 days until the play-in tournament, then moving forward from the NBA playoffs. So time is flying, and let's jump into the 72 game season. So first going to cover is in the Eastern Conference, the side of things. So the Philadelphia 76ers have taken back the number one seed from the Brooklyn Nets. We pretty much seen last week or two, Joel Embiid did come back, and he's bringing back his dominant performances, night in, night out. Now, he is getting a lot of free throw attempts each game, but we'll knock him for that. He goes inside. Even though the rest can give these quote unquote pity fouls and people don't like it, he can care less. Joel Embiid is going out giving you 30 to 40 a night on dominant performance. And right now, him and Jokic are my top two when it comes down to the MVP race. So Philadelphia's looking nice. I'm liking where they're at. I'm liking the confidence for Seth Curry, which I have no idea why the Dallas Mavericks traded him in the offseason, but that's another subject for another time. Philly's looking nice, man. Um, Hopefully for them, they can take the home court advantage in the playoffs. They can stick on that first seed because for the Brooklyn Nets, James Harden is out indefinitely. There's no timetable for his return, and it's his hamstring. So we just broke the news for today. Kevin Durant, he got hurt within a couple of days within this week, so he's probably going to be out a couple games. Kyrie Irving did win the game tonight as he had a clutch performance. And for the Brooklyn Nets, you got to remember again, LaMarcus Aldridge, he did retire, so it's been an L for the Brooklyn Nets this week. If you're the Philadelphia 76ers, you do it what you can at all costs to get that home court advantage. I fully expect Brooklyn to pretty much sit within that second seed. I doubt they're going to drop to a third, and so on and so forth. Let's see, nothing too much with the Milwaukee Bucks on their side of things. I really have no comment for them. See, kudos to the Atlanta Hawks, man. I mean, kudos to them. They let go of their coach, brought in Nick McMillan, who was dominant for the Indiana Pacers, and they needed a true veteran coach out there for the Atlanta Hawks. And I mean, they went from like a 9th or 10th seed and bounced to a 4th seed real quick. So that's huge for the Atlanta Hawks, man. That's huge. The New York Knicks, man, I believe they won how many in a row? They won 7 in a row. Tom Thibodeau, I gotta give kudos to him, man. I did not expect this much of success for the New York Knicks, and Julius Randle is going to be the most improved player. He's going to win that award. Dude, the kid's an all-star, man. I mean, this is great to see for New York. A Brooklyn Nets and New York Knicks first-round matchup. Now, that would be ideal. I would like to watch that, but who knows about it. Kudos to the Knicks, man. I mean, they're close right there. They're at a 5th seed right now. Let's see how far they can take it on the next 30 days or so. The Boston Celtics have finally gotten up in the standings. Hopefully they can push into that 4th seed or 5th for the first round matchup. Be very ideal for them. Same thing with the Miami Heat, who Tyler Herro has been struggling this whole season, man. Let's see. The Miami Heat are a 7th seed at 30 and 28. Bam Adebayo, the game winner against the Brooklyn Nets. That was a huge confidence booster for them. Good thing with the Charlotte Hornets, man. You got LaMelo Ball coming back within the next week or two. So, huge news for them, huge momentum. I fully expect Charlotte to make the NBA playoffs. And if we are actually looking into that play-in tournament with Indiana and Chicago, which is most likely going to be the case, if you're the Washington Wizards, you do whatever you can at all costs to try to get in that play-in tournament. Because knowing Russell Westbrook in those one-game play-in tournaments, he'll go hard as he can to pretty much squeak into the playoffs. So who knows about that? I mean, we may see. I doubt the Miami Heat or the Boston Celtics will be this slow in the standings. I fully expect Atlanta and New York to drop in the 7th and 8th and be in that play-in tournament against the Pacers and probably the Wizards or the Chicago Bulls. But who knows about that? I mean, the Toronto Raptors could kind of squeak it in. So you never know. This is the first time they're kind of doing this play-in tournament with the 7th, 8th, 9th, and 10th seed. Now, am I a fan of this? Do I like it? No, I don't. But the NBA wants its ratings, it wants its money, whatever. Let's see. Cleveland, nothing. Orlando, they're rebuilding. Detroit, nah. So for the Eastern Conference, man, I fully expect Philly and Brooklyn to be the 1-2. Let's see here. Milwaukee, they're going to stick at a 3rd seed on that. Pretty much the fourth and fifth seed are up for grabs. So if you're Boston, Miami, you make sure to lock that down. You make sure to lock that down real quick. But honestly, man, I would actually like to ideal matchup for me in the first round. I like to see the Bucks against the Celtics in a first round matchup, a third and a sixth seed. It's just kind of a side thought, but yeah. Jumping to the Western Conference. The Utah Jazz and the Suns have held down the top two seeds for good portion as of recent. So probably going to see with Rudy Gobert most likely going to win the Defensive Player of the Year award. Some have said Ben Simmons. Who knows about that? But Rudy Gobert and Donovan Mitchell have been up for grabs, man. They've been huge seasons for them. Huge. Phoenix Suns, same thing, bringing in Chris Paul, acclimating that team with veterans like Jay Crowder and the crew. Huge pickups for the team, man. The Phoenix Suns, I did not expect them to be this good. And this is, salute, big kudos to Chris Paul and Devin Booker. DeAndre Ayton, man, he's a strong dude down low. Let's see here. The LA Clippers. We already know they brought in Rajon Rondo as a recent. He's been ideal. Patrick Beverley's been hurt. If you're the Clippers, man, you want to push as hard as you can to get that second seed, if anything, man. I fully expect the LA Lakers to finish around a fourth or fifth seed. I actually expect the Lakers and the Nuggets to face off in the first round. The Nuggets picked up Austin Rivers. I fully expect the Lakers to win that series. Because Jamal Murray is out for the remainder of the season, but either or, I still would have had the Lakers winning that series, though. But I fully expect the Lakers probably to squeak in that fourth seed. I don't, because Anthony Davis is going to come back within the next couple of days, and LeBron, it's going to take him another 2 weeks or so. So, I don't know, it's going to be tough. I fully expect LA. They'll probably finish around a fourth or fifth. I doubt they go six, because they do not want to see the Clippers in the first round. But now I see the Lakers are fourth or fifth seed. With Anthony Davis coming back, huge boost, and then LeBron James, they'll squeak it out. Let's see here. The Portland Trailblazers. Yeah, they'll finish around a sixth through an eighth. Most likely six. I actually would like to see a Clippers and a Portland Trailblazers first round matchup. I think that'll be a little fun series. Of course, I got the Clippers winning that series, but I think that'll be a pretty fun series, to say the least. Let's see here. The Dallas Mavericks and the Memphis Grizzlies. Let's see here. If I'm Dallas, facing the Phoenix Suns would be a good matchup, to say the least. That would be a fun series to watch. The Mavericks could squeak into that sixth seed, but you do not want to see the Clippers in the first round. Even though the Mavericks had the Clippers number last playoffs before the suspensions and injuries of KP, but nah, as a fan, I would like to see the Suns and the Dallas Mavericks. Memphis Grizzlies, man, John Morant trying to get for all these in-game dunks that never go down with, man. Let's see. We got to give more props to John Morant, man. He's an impact player. He can get wins out there. Kind of resembles a Donovan Mitchell a little bit for me, but as a point guard. Memphis just needs to give him some more help, man. Some more scoring options and more studs out there. Because they got some underrated young pieces that they've built up their potential, like Grayson Allen, Kyle Anderson, so on and so forth. The Golden State Warriors at a 500 record, 29-29. Steph Curry's going ballistic out here. And no, Steph Curry's not the MVP. He is not top 3 in MVP. You cannot be a 9th seed and be considered the MVP. No. Now, Steph Curry does not have a lot to work with, but still, you're not going to be a team not in the playoffs and get an MVP. No. Jokic and Embiid are in those top 2. That's going to be a close one for the play-in tournament for the Golden State Warriors, man. I told you guys before the San Antonio Spurs would not make the playoffs. Even though the Spurs were around a 5th seed around a couple weeks ago, I told you they were going to backslide easily, and that's what they've been doing. So, see, the Pelicans are 4 games behind the Spurs. The Pelicans really got to pick it up, man. Disappointing season for the Pelicans, man. Now, a huge improved season for Zion Williamson, but disappointing season, to say the least, after bringing in Steven Adams and Eric Bledsoe. which they're going to have to let go of Eric Bledsoe off season. Nothing else on the Kings, Thunder, Rockets, and the Timberwolves on that. Yeah. Everything's kind of expected where I see to be. I fully expect at the end of this season, we're most likely going to see the Jazz with the first seed, the Suns with the second, Clippers third. I expect the Nuggets and the Lakers to face off in the first round. Everything looks pretty steady as it is. I would not be shocked if the Warriors were in that play-in tournament and they ended up with the 8th seed. I would not be shocked. They're kind of trending in that direction, but they'll have to squeak out some more wins for Steph Curry and the crew. But, yeah. Nothing too much on that more, but there's been a lot of injuries in the NBA. I mean, Kawhi Leonard, he's out for a week or so. I forgot to mention that with the Clippers, so who knows, man? Who knows? Went it off there.